I'm gonna say this. This to everybody on this post. If you feel like if you feel like Raheem Morris is being unfairly treated, that's your right and your prerogative as a fan. I'm going to only talk about this right here. I don't care where you're from, what's your ethnicity, what's your background, whatever. I don't care about all that. All right. I don't care what went on with the other coaches. I really don't. All right. There were too many games this year from an experienced coach because he is experienced. Y'all acting like he was a rookie head coach. No, he wasn't. Raheem Morris has been coaching in this league since 2000 as an assistant or as a head coach. He has 2 Super Bowl rings. 2 as a coordinator. All right. He should have 3, but we all know what happened on February the 5th, 2017, because he was on that staff as well. He had a head coaching job in Tampa from 2009 to 2012, I think. I may be a year off. He failed. They fired him. After they fired him, he got added to Dan Quinn's staff here. And he was on Dan Quinn's staff through most of Dan Quinn's tenure. When Dan Quinn got fired here, Dan Quinn got fired after the 5th game. After the 5th game, he had 11 games to prove. Excuse me, with the 5th game or the 6th game, he had 11 games to prove to us that he was head coach material, and he failed. Had he done what the fuck he was supposed to, when Dan Quinn got fired, it wouldn't have been no Arthur Smith. So after 3 years, we fired Arthur Smith, who happened to be the shortest tenured head coach under Arthur Blank. 3 years. The only other coach that went that same amount of years was Jim Mora Jr., but Jim Mora Jr. got caught up in that Vic bullshit. And everybody knew how that played out. So Arthur Smith is the shortest tenured head coach here. So for those who said we gave him a chance, he actually got the least amount of chances. He fumbled the ball in a quarterback situation tremendously. Because it's your job as the head coach to do whatever's necessary to win football games. I don't give a fuck where a player is from, how much money he's making, or whatever the case. If you see the quarterback struggling, if he's hurt, get him out of there. The word was Kirk Cousins got hurt during the New Orleans game. That's where the 4-game losing streak started. That's when Kirk started playing like shit. You supposed to pull Kirk or sit him down or let him heal. And then you got the number 8 overall pick in the draft. You run him out there. He waited too late to pull the trigger. No, he didn't wait too late. He's supposed to pull the trigger when you got a quarterback that's ineffective because of an injury. He let Young Wei Koo kick all year with a bad hip. He finally decided to IR Young Wei Koo when he chose to go to Michael Penix. He's lost 3 games himself with his mismanagement of time and timeouts. He's thrown both of his quarterbacks under the bus. He threw Kirk Cousins under the bus after he gave him a vote of confidence, and then threw Penix under the bus off his first pick that hit Kyle Pitts in the hand. For some reason, he said that was a bad read. That defense that we saw today, and it was pretty much the defense we done saw all year, had his hands written all, had him written all over it, and he even came out and said that he had a hand in on the defense. We lost this game today because we couldn't play no defense. We didn't stop those guys at all. We only brought their punter on the field twice today. They scored 44 points. This is a team that got 48 points put in their back last week. He needs to be relieved of his duties immediately. If you feel he shouldn't, that's fine. It has nothing to do with the brother. I don't want to hear that shit. Since 2011, there have been 13 coaches that's been one and done. 13 coaches that's been one and done. 9 of them were white. He needs to be relieved of his duty. That's all I got.